Country at kingscountry.net. It's been a rather eventful week here at King of the Road Productions, including a little anniversary celebration for my sweetheart, Suzanne Simmons. We had our 4th anniversary. On Tuesday, the 17th, was the 4th anniversary of us having our first date at Floyd's Seafood Restaurant, Cajun Seafood Restaurant here in Beaumont, Texas. So we had to go back there Tuesday night to mark that little anniversary. And speaking of that kind of stuff, Lainey Wilson was asked what her dream engagement ring would be like, and her answer didn't disappoint. She jokes that size matters. We're talking about the ring here.
I don't care what shape it is, but I want to be walking with a limp. I don't want to have to pick my arm up like this. Duck is listening to this going, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Better go get you a loan, baby.
Thanks for listening to King's Country at kingscountry.net on a TGIF edition of the Jim King of the Radio Show. Now on the TV show, which has already debuted in our neck of the woods on Strike TV, it's another barn burner, kicked off with Bart Crow. Texas country troubadour Bart Crow will kick it off, captured live by yours truly and company in Jasper, Texas. We'll go to a classic car show in Orange, Texas. Got the Southeast Texas debut of Uncle Cracker's new video as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. John Cisak will be back in the Royal Spotlight thanks to Glenn's Express Collision. Got a preview, audio preview coming up with Bart Crow and lots of other stuff. So stick around. Coming up right after this short break, Casey Musgraves, or my name ain't Jim, King of the Road.
The King of Country.
I should have known that with the crown you've got on your head there.
Jim King.
Well, there's a jukebox. King's Country, kingscountry.net. One of the newer artists that you'll hear once in a while here is Darius Rucker. You know, he was a rock star, still is. I think he still has Hootie and the Blowfish. I remember when they came to Beaumont a long time ago. He still rocks out, I guess, with them and still does his country thing. He's crossed over. Well, Darius Rucker had some thoughts on the fight that occurred on stage between Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro in Jane's Addiction. You may have caught this online. It kind of went viral.
What I saw, I was shocked. Being in a band and playing in a band. And then you find out the reason he's yelling is because they were too loud. Wow. You're playing rock and roll, man. Jane's Addiction, and you're mad because we're too loud.
All right, yeah, it's all right.
Thanks for streaming King's Country. We're coming to you from King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, where I cooked up another episode of the Jim King of the TV show. This one, we're going to close it out with John Cisak. He'll be back in the Royal Spotlight thanks to Glenn's Express Collision. We'll have the Southeast Texas debut of Uncle Cracker's new video. It's the first time he's making his debut on my TV show, by the way, and we'll have the Southeast Texas debut of Beach Chair. It's a great tune. Got a lot of young ladies in there for your dining and dancing pleasure, for your viewing pleasure, I should say, for you guys out there. We're going to cruise to a classic car show. Speaking of beauties, 175 of them in Orange, Texas recently. And we'll kick it off by cruising up to Jasper, Texas to check out Texas country troubadour Bart Crow. Here's an audio sample.
Jim King of the Road. Jim King of the Road.
I can feel your heartbeat when you're laying by my side. I can see forever when I look into your eyes. Each day beside you, girl, you take my breath away. And right here in your arms is where I want to stay. It's the way that you look, girl, when you're reading late at night. It's the way that your body feels, baby, when you're laying by my side. A love like ours can't be built in a million dreams. It's just you and me, girl, you're all I need. Girl, I'm watching you walk in. You know you're dancing through your world. your heart in my hands, Daddy's little girl. You know, baby, I have loved on you from our very first hello. At first you stole my heart, baby, here's my soul. It's the way that you look, girl, when you're reading late at night. It's the way that your body feels, baby, when you're laying by my side. A love like ours can't be built in a million dreams, 'cause it's just you and me. Girl, you're all I need. Oh, man.
Mark Crow, his new album's called Dandelion. The single Dandelion, last time I checked, is number 2 on the Texas Country Music Chart. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's been it's done really well for us. And it's a Matt Powell tune. We went in and put on the new record, and then you know, radio's been fond of it. Fans and friends have been fond of it, and you know, so it right now it's at its 3rd week on the Texas Regional Radio Report chart. It's at 3rd week at number 1, and it was number 2 on the Texas Music Chart last week. So we'll see where it is this week.
As our latest single out to radio, we want to thank everybody for calling and making it give us our 2nd number 1 off our Dandelion record. Don't care. Makes me a better man, like whiskey and water. She's my loving son and her daddy's favorite daughter. She's my dirty girl, my dandelion. If I'm smiling, know she's on my mind. If I'm
Originally from Maypearl, Texas. Where's that?
Maypearl is about 35-40 miles south of Dallas, right off 35E. Well, it's in between 35E and 35W, right dead center between them.
I think you grew up in a musical family. Your dad played in the band, didn't he?
Yeah, my dad played in a band. My grandfather played in a band, had a band for several years, and then it just kind of didn't know it was going to move on to me, but it did, so, you know, I'll take it.
You did a stint in the Army where I think you ended up doing quite a bit of writing, like in a journal, and that led to your songwriting, huh?
Yeah, I was homesick. I was a long ways from home, and I was out in Georgia, and so I kept kind of a journal thing, and I learned to play the guitar while I was in the service, and so I kind of tweaked some stuff around and made a couple songs. I don't know if they were any good or not, but then it just kind of led, and you know, now here we are. Working on year number 10. So here 9 years later, we're still hacking at it.
So leave the light on, get those dusty peaches off the shelf. And I'll be there around supper time. And if I'm smiling, you know she's on my mind.
Check out Bart Crow on this week's Jim King of the TV show, Kicking It Off. Check local listings, Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV 2. King's Country at kingscountry.net with Keith Eben coming home as you ride shotgun with me, Jim King of the radio, through the midday thing. And for your dining and dancing pleasure. Let's see what we got coming up here. How about some Merle Haggard? He's on the way. AJ, a.k.a. Alan Jackson, with Jimmy Buffett. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That was a song that was co-written by a cat from Vidor, Texas. He's a little under the weather. I think he's been battling some health issues. I'm talking about Don Rollins, the singer-songwriter. He's been right here in this studio. Thoughts and prayers to Don Rollins. Stay with us. He's coming up with that 5 o'clock somewhere, and straight ahead right after this, Marty Robbins on King's Country. King's Country at kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio, and oh, looky here. Got Cody Johnson and Reba coming up in just a moment. Dear Rodeo. I love that tune. Love me some Cody Johnson. Always have to have a fabulous flashback when I see Cody Johnson on the station because I got to interview him before he became famous. Bear with me as we have a fabulous flashback. It will get bumpy. Hold on tight.
King of the road.
Backstage in Jasper, Texas with Cody Johnson.
Up here in this cell for eternity. Well, in Mr. I'm as guilty as
It's Cody Johnson. You kind of had a beginning, sort of like Chris Ledoux, because he did the same thing, selling CDs on the back of his car and hitting the rodeos.
But I didn't realize that at the time. You know, I'd always grown up, you know, Chris was a big influence on me, but I didn't realize that he had come from such a humble upbringing as far as financially and had to do that. We did a trip up to Canada this year, and I actually got to sit down with Chris's old hauling partner. He's like an 8-time saddle bronc Canadian champion, and he was telling me these stories about how Chris couldn't buy McDonald's, and he was selling his CDs to try to make up for his entry fee money that he lost. And you're talking about a world champion. So I said, well, at least we know we're doing one thing right. We can follow in those footsteps. Those are good ones.
One of the thrills of my radio career was actually getting to meet Chris Ledoux.
You're kidding.
This was probably 10 years ago, just before he passed.
See, now I'm a little jealous.
Oh. Well, there's nothing to be jealous of. I was in a kind of a cattle call, you know, like they do at the backstage areas. But another cool thing is you were actually a prison guard, weren't you? For the Huntsville prison?
Yeah, and people say that all the time. There's like 7 within the city limits there. And like I said, I grew up around a prison farm, and the only thing that bothered me about working there and quitting was going to shows afterwards. First time we went to Amarillo, I heard, "Look out, boss." Turned around, and it was 2 guys that had worked for me in the field.
Woman, she won't cheat again on me. Say, brother, I've been down and I've been out, and I know how it feels.
King of the road.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. If you listen to us much, you probably hear Larry's Old Time Trade Days advertised once in a while. They're the longest-running advertiser of my TV and radio extravaganza. Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie. Got sad news from there. You probably heard that Larry Barron, the owner, died suddenly of a heart attack. He was going on his way to see his wife, Brenda, about 10 months ago. And about a week ago, she passed from complications of COPD, that respiratory illness. Rest in peace, Brenda and Larry. They're going to have a celebration of life a week from tomorrow, the 28th at 10:30 at Larry's Old Time Trade Days. If you'd like to attend, just bring some folding chairs. We'll be there. Pay tribute to Larry and Brenda. I think they may even spread their ashes. They've been cremated. They may spread their ashes there at Larry's Old Time Trade Days that day. Sad day for Larry's, but I talked to their son, and I believe he's taking over the business. They have a couple of daughters and a son who will be supposedly taking over. We'll have more information probably. We'll find out. I'll get to meet their son, Eric, their stepson, Eric, at the celebration a week from tomorrow. Hope to see you there. And thanks for streaming King's Country. King's Country, kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio. Have you looked at ticket prices lately? Goodness gracious. You know, I did score some tickets to see Willie Nelson. Suzanne Simmons and I are going to see Willie here in Beaumont on October 20th. They weren't too bad. Got decent seats for like $170 a pair. That's not too shabby, considering what people are paying these days. You know, Willie will put on a good show. He'll probably even come back to do an encore. But don't expect one if you go see Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert was asked what her encore song is. Here's her response.
I don't do encores. It's weird. Everybody know you just go off the stage and then you're like, wait, I'll clap louder and then I'm coming back. And then everybody's leaving to go to their car. I'm just like, we just do our show and then it's over. It's like, bye y'all. I know you got to get home.
kingscountry.net. Time for a little celebrity silliness. It's been a while since I've talked about nonsense in the news from celebrities. Well, Diddy Combs is all over the news now. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams went into great detail while discussing Sean Diddy Combs' wild sex parties. Yeah, they had a name for it and were apparently a well-oiled machine.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB. The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs, and they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
kingscountry.net. None of my business, but you like to watch those music shows? We do. We like AGT. Well, that's not just music. They have magicians and all kinds of people on that show. We also watch The Voice. They've got some lineup changes in their judges. Snoop Dogg, he's everywhere these days. He's becoming a judge now. And then last year they added Reba. I think they've got one or two more up their sleeve. Well, Kelly Clarkson was asked how she thinks Carrie Underwood will do as the new judge on American Idol. Listen to what she had to say.
I think that's brilliant. Like, what better person, like, to have, like, somebody that's won that show to come back, to be able to have gone through it all and then, like, had such a huge career like her. That's invaluable. I think she's going to do great.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. That puts the ribbon on another Jim King of the Radio show for a TGIF edition. You know your assignment. Don't miss the TV version. And don't tell anybody, but you can actually stream the entire episode at jimkingoftheroad.com. Yeah, I post it every Thursday, but just keep that between me and you. And enjoy the show. Enjoy your weekend. Keep it between the ditches, whatever you do. And keep it on King's Country for the most magnificent country music mix 24/7 and 365. Later, Gators.
Long live the king!
Thank you. Thank you very much.